Hi, my name is Jazz Jacoy Collins, and I'm a 23-year-old filmmaker based out of Austin, Texas.
Get back.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed movies and was fascinated with everything surrounding movies. How they were made, the music behind it, the artistry behind it. I feel like I've always been an artistic person even outside of my love for film. I enjoyed acting and dancing and drawing. I can remember acting out my favorite movie scenes, literally dressing up as a character that I was acting out while the movie was playing. But something really interesting happened to me this past year. Now, this year for me was by no means a bad year. I got married this year. I got my first apartment this year. This year might have been one of the greatest years of my life, but as far as me truly being what I would consider a creative and an artist, I feel like I lost track of those things. That fire inside of me when I was a kid to, make movies with my action figures, and that desire to go up on stage and dance, that desire to act out all those movie scenes, and now as a grown man, that desire to create movies and create stuff that I feel can evoke an emotion out of people. I feel like I lost sight of those things. And it wasn't until recently that I discovered where this desire that I've always had to create and to be artistic came from. And I feel like discovering that has reignited something in me that has been gone for a long time. And what I discovered is something that I not only will hold on to going into 2024, but something that I hold on to for the rest of my life.
To me, to be able to be creative means freedom. It's just the freedom to do what I like to do. And I always tell people, when you're sewing and you're creating your own stuff, you have like creative prerogative with that. I don't even know if that's a word, but you have the creative juices to do whatever you want, to create whatever you want. I can make outfits for one event and never wear it again. I like that kind of stuff. I don't look like anybody else. My parents both inspired me. My mom would make different things for the house, and she always wanted to be an interior designer. So that's where her sewing came in at. So she would make like bed boards, the curtains and things that go on the wall. So that's one of the main things that inspired me to follow her footsteps. What it took my dad probably 20 years to do, it took me maybe 10 years to do, because he paved the way for it. My parents paved the way for it. So in my case, I wanted to take my kids 20 minutes to do it, because I've knocked down all the barriers and I've created a life for them to where they can just walk in the door. So my parents turned the lock, I opened the door. Now my kids are just free to walk in. I would see my parents sew at home all the time. My dad would do upholstery sewing. My mom would do more interior design sewing. And in the 7th grade, I took home ec, and I think that's when everything the light bulb went off, and I just started loving it. My mom was, to me, the best person in the world. She always had a great attitude. She always smiled. Even in her illness, we have this saying that she always said, be the one to make someone smile. She was that person. I have 4 siblings. When we got married, all of our spouses became my mom's son or daughter. There was no in-law stuff. You would often find her in church. She would just shake your hand and slip you some money in your hand. She was that type of person. I hate that she didn't get to see what became of Janelle Enterprises or Janelle Sew Boutique, because she would have been so proud to see what we've accomplished just through, I don't even know how people say, just getting it out of the mud. But this is just something I decided I wanted to do out of grief therapy, and it evolved into a business that it's at now. But it's just something that my mom, I think she would have probably eventually did this. I believe my son embodies some of the things my mom has with his gentleness. I think his gentleness in situations is a lot of what she had. My mom was more of a kind of sit back, assess the situation person. She was powerful in that way, and I think that's what my son has for her. He makes a huge impact on the world, but he doesn't have to scream it at the world.
Thank you all for watching this short film about my two creative backbones, my grandmother and my mother. Drop this video up and tied in a bow. The purpose of this video was not only to highlight my creative roots, but to also pay tribute to me and my grandmother's relationship. My grandmother was my entire world, and when she passed away in 2013, I felt like she took a chunk of myself with her, and I don't think I fully ever recover from that, nor do I think I will ever recover from that. Witnessing someone who played a major part in raising you first half of your life leave this world behind right in front of you is a very traumatic experience. But her legacy lives on through those who came after her and those who she made friends with and those who she made relationships with. I think that's the kind of legacy that I want to leave behind, one that impacts the world in a positive way, the same way that her legacy did. I want my children to see this video and understand the impact that my granny had on the world. One that I hope I can leave behind in a creative and artistic way.